Now, I don't know if you saw Good Morning Britain. I actually missed the interview because I was on my way to work, but Thomas Markle appeared on Good Morning Britain today, apparently reaching out once again to his estranged daughter, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex.
I've made it quite clear that until I hear from her, till she does speak to me, that I'll continue to do this. I will do a show at least in a month if I can get it through, and eventually, sooner or later, she should start talking to me. This is way too childish. This is kind of silly. It's time to talk with each other. We're family.
Do you know, if I'm absolutely honest, when I heard them trail this morning, said later on today, you know, Thomas Markle is on the show giving an exclusive interview, my initial thought was, not again. Please, just stop now. I almost feel awkward watching it now because I think that surely this is something that you should be sorting out with your daughter privately. Now, whether she's responding to you or not, you're making the whole thing very public, and if the whole problem is that she doesn't like you talking so publicly about whatever it is wrong with your relationship, surely that is not the way to get that relationship back on track. And none of us know, OK? He can say all sorts of things about her. None of us actually know what the problems are. We surmise things, don't we, that because he talked to the press, she was very unhappy. But we don't know what's gone on since then. We don't know conversations that have or haven't been had. So I just think, to me, it's getting a bit like airing your dirty laundry in public. And it was almost like emotional blackmail, saying, if she doesn't talk to me, I will keep doing these interviews until she does. And if that was my father and I was having that fallout, that would make me do that even more, not go, oh, OK, because you've been on national television and said it, I'll come and talk to you then.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, family feuds are difficult. You know, I had one with my sisters that went on for 4 years. And it is difficult. And when I watch him, sometimes I understand his just talk to me, and maybe he thinks that's the only way to get through to her, is to do it publicly. But if I was his friend or family, I would be saying, you've done everything you can, and now you need to move on.
Did you have people saying, oh, talk to your sisters, you know, your family shouldn't be falling out?
You know what? That's the most annoying thing. When you're in the middle of it and people are coming up who don't know the story, and it was a silly story and just got out of hand, but they didn't know any of it, they do that thing of, but it's your sisters. And at that point, you want to go, that doesn't make it any better. We've still fallen out. If they were my friends, I probably wouldn't speak to them again. However, when Bernie died, then it put everything into perspective. And now we sit there and go, we never talk about it. No. We've never revisited what it was about or how we fell out, because there's no point. No. But the only thing we revisit is how silly it was. We've lost 4 years of speaking to each other.
And it took,
and I think the best way to move forward, it took Bernie's death to do it
together.
And I would say to him, the only way to move forward is to, and to her, is to don't go back and revisit that. If you want to start talking and move forward, then move forward.
But she and Harry have written books about the royal family, and they've talked about detailed insights into life in the royal household that must have caused immense distress to the Queen and to Harry's father. So I do think there's a slight double standard at work here, that they have said things which her father might find very offensive, and he might find it very, you know, he might find it hard to believe how she could write that book and then, you know, treat him the way that she
I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel for him. When I'm watching, I really feel for him.
But you're right, he's getting nowhere by moaning. But on the other hand, when you say move on, I think that's really difficult. I mean, I think family feuds are often solved when someone in the family dies. Like, for one reason and another, my sister and I really didn't get on in the end. And we went through a couple of years of like, oh, I was happy not to speak to her. I just found her so annoying. And as Colleen said, it's always over something really dumb, like making me pay for a taxi because she knew I couldn't, you know, whatever. Taking me for a bit of a ride financially. And then when my dad died unexpectedly in the Canary Islands playing cards, and my mum rang us up and just went, he's dead, and hung up, we both had to put our feud aside, get on the plane to Tenerife, and sort it out. And then after that, we were kind of joined back together again because we had to deal with my very difficult mother.
I think it's very like Larry Lamb. We had him on as a guest recently, and he and his brother didn't get on. They had a feud, and he said when his brother was dying, they just made up because it just puts everything else into perspective.
Really does.
Yeah, and I think the fact, you know, Thomas Markle hasn't seen either of his grandchildren, that also tugs on your heartstrings, doesn't it? Saying it's very difficult, but that's... Yeah, anyway, I just thought...
My prediction is it isn't going to get
anymore.
made up anytime soon.
No, OK.